Hi folks, the Filipino P here. And some women say they just don't need men anymore. They make their own money, so they don't have to put up with them at all. But is money all that men provide? Let's see what else these women want and what they offer in return.
What's your biggest turnoff in guys?
Probably when they don't work out.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, let's take a deep breath and start by listening to some calm, educated women tell us why men are no longer needed.
Historically, women needed men because that's how the oppression structure was set up. We were hostages. We couldn't have credit cards, couldn't own property, couldn't vote, had no voice. Well, of course we'd partner up with a man because we needed one so that we didn't starve to death because men used force to keep us under their thumb. Now, fortunately, things have evolved, and guess what? We don't need men. So if it comes to being in a relationship, it's a matter of bringing something to the table. And if what you're bringing to the table is a toddler-like mentality where you are running around, running amok, expecting a mommy. So of course you see so many men who are single because they've never realized that they need to actually be tolerable individuals.
Oppression structure? Hostages? Being held by force? Sounds like you need a SWAT team, lady. But I hate to tell you, they'd all be men. So what I'm hearing you say is that men are just intolerable babies running around looking for their mommies. And the only reason you put up with them is because you couldn't afford to leave. Well, something tells me with that attitude, men won't be all that sorry to see you go. Who else we got?
I'm a strong, independent woman that doesn't need no man, okay? I just want one, because they're kind of cute and they smell good sometimes and they pick up heavy things,
Cute, smell nice, and pick things up? Then get a dog, give it a bath, and teach it to fetch.
We don't need to subscribe to the old dogmas, the old ideologies, things that were put on us by religion, society, patriarchy, right? It's very much in men's interest to make us think that we cannot leave them no matter what. Women realize that we literally can leave, like you can go down to the courthouse, file for a divorce, walk away, break up with that man, get your own apartment, move out. You can do all these things. You are not trapped in a relationship. And I think it's finally starting to trickle down to is men finally needing to, instead of gaslighting and trying to brainwash women into feeling that we have to stay with them, we have to be married, we have to have kids. That brainwashing is clearly not working anymore. So the final step in the feedback loop is men finding community among other men and starting to talk about their feelings, talk about how do they grow and improve from an emotional standpoint and become better partners, better fathers, better members of a community.
So the patriarchy brainwashed you into accepting bad fathers and inferior members of the community. And if men will just get in touch with their feelings, then maybe you'll want them again. Well, I don't know about you, but guys sitting around in therapy circles isn't the first thing that comes to my mind when choosing a partner. And it may sound like a new idea to you, but I think women already knew how to run down to the courthouse and take a man's stuff long before you were born. But surely this whole thing's not only about money, right?
Why are there so many women today who say they don't need a man?
I mean, because if they want to go 50-50 on things, I just don't need them.
Or maybe it is just about money. But wait a minute, aren't modern women always saying they want a 50-50 partner? Funny how that never applies to bills. Okay, so women want more than 50%. Well, then they must have something really good to offer, right?
What's your biggest turnoff in guys?
Probably when they don't work out, go to
really?
and stuff, yeah.
So what do you guys prefer in a guy?
Really rich, at least 6'5".
6'5"?
Yeah, just lots of money, really. Can buy me fancy things, take me on trips, pay my rent.
Between men or women, who has a harder life?
Absolutely women.
Why?
We bleed for a week a month. We are
We're sexualized everywhere we go.
You get catcalled?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The parking lot attendant tried to steal me before.
Not me.
Anyone try to steal you today?
We can.
We can.
Where do we even start with this one? I feel like I'm in an episode of The Twilight Zone. So let me get this straight. Even women that size think they're all that in a bag of chips? Then why the heck am I on a diet? Just give me the bag of chips. And somehow they think they deserve a man who's 6'5", filthy rich, who buys them nice things and pays the rent. And for all that, what do they offer? Oh, don't say it. That's a mental image I can never unsee. If I were a guy, I think I'd rather cut a hole in a watermelon. But I'm sure not every woman is this delusional, right?
What will you rate yourself today?
I feel like I'm a good 8.
8?
8.
Okay, you
Gotta be humble. Gotta be humble.
She calls that being humble? Walking around in public with a bare button spilling out of her top? I don't think you'd see me looking like that even if I could spill out of my top. So let's see what else women want from the men they don't need.
What is the age range of your ideal man?
28.
23 to 28?
Yeah.
Minimum height.
Above 6'3".
And minimum income. 6 figures a year, I'm guessing?
Yes, that's actually perfect.
The probability of you finding your ideal man is 0.075%.
Oh, so I'm one of a kind. Okay.
What is the ideal age of your man?
28 and 39.
Minimum height.
5'11" and up.
And minimum income.
250,000 at least.
The probability of you finding your ideal man is 0.49%. Minimum height.
You better be like 6 foot or more.
And minimum income.
6 figures.
The probability of you finding your ideal man is 0.17%.
That's sad.
No, what's sad is that you actually think you're gonna find a man in the top 1/2%. You do know that the average man is only 5'9", right? And the average income is only 50,000. So why do you think you deserve that highest top tier man? Are you that special? By all means, tell us your qualifications. What do you bring to the table? Companionship? A man can get a dog as easily as a woman can, and he might even get along with it better. Food on the table? Don't make me laugh. I bet only a few of you even know how to get the plastic off a microwave dinner. Sex? Well, there's all kinds of other outlets for that don't even include watermelons.
Would you date a guy that makes $75K a year?
That's so cute. No. With inflation in this economy, I absolutely could not. I don't think that he could afford our groceries. And I mean, and I'm buying organic, and obviously I'm buying all like grass-fed, grass-finished beef, no seed oils, so no, we couldn't afford that at Whole Foods. No.
No Whole Foods for this guy.
No Whole Foods. We're back at like Publix, like the sale section.
Like Walmart groceries.
Walmart groceries, yeah.
So 75,000 is chicken feed? Okay, just for comparison, take a look at what the average Filipino wants.
How much money do you need to have to be considered rich?
Around 100,000 plus.
A month?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're earning 100,000 pesos a month, here in the Philippines, you're considered rich.
Yeah, I think so.
Now you could say, well, that's the same thing, just a smaller scale. But let me tell you why it's not. Filipinos don't expect to eat organic food and grass-finished beef, whatever that is. All we want is not to starve. We have realistic expectations. We don't live in some la-la land where every whim is catered to. Well, if you women deserve so much, you must have had a tough life, right?
Men or women, who has a harder life?
Woman.
Women have a harder life?
Yeah.
Woman. Yeah.
Woman.
Why?
Because we have to deal with inequality for a long time and currently do so as well.
What do men have that women don't?
Basic human rights.
Which right do?
For instance,
Payments.
and you guys have free, I'm not gonna say what it is, but we don't have like the same access, for instance, to birth control. Like our
Men have access to birth control?
No, Viagra. For instance, your medical plan covers that, and my medical plan doesn't cover birth control.
Oh, you poor things! You lack basic human rights? And it's not fair, because unlike you, those nasty men have access to birth control, like Viagra. Never have I seen such injustice. How can you bear to live in such an awful place?
Who has easier lives, guys or girls?
I feel like boys have it easier. Like in the world, they have it so much easier.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They pay better.
Do they?
Yes.
Give me an example.
Like they get like the wage gap.
Is the wage gap real?
Yes. They have like more like athletic abilities. That's not fair. Think about how much NBA players get paid compared to WNBA players.
You know why?
Because like people are nicer to men than women.
So that's what it is. People just don't like women, and that's why they don't pay them anything. How could I have been so wrong? I always thought it was because women's sports didn't have the same viewership and it didn't generate the same revenue. But now I know it's just some fiendish plot by the patriarchy to make women unlikable, which is obviously working. So it is men's fault after all.
Do men or women have easier lives?
Men. Women just do so much for this world. That's actually crazy. Men? What do men do? Nothing. Men are trash.
So it's women that do everything and men don't lift a finger. And yet somehow we even get paid less. If I were you, I wouldn't bother working at all.
I have absolutely no shame at all in admitting that I don't want to work hard to get the things I want. It's actually the opposite. I want to do the absolute bare minimum and just have money falling out of the sky and growing off of trees for me.
I love it! Just do the bare minimum and wait for the money to fall out of the tree. I've been so stupid.
I don't want a job. I don't even want a job. OMG. Please, somebody. I don't want a job. I don't want to work. Just give me the money.
That's it. Don't just do as little as possible. Don't do anything at all and someone will just give me the money. I think I have seen the light. Okay, let me just put this all together. Dress like I'm almost naked, and instead of working, get a 6'5" guy making $250K. Then once I get married, just run down to the courthouse and get a divorce. I deserve it because women have much harder lives. Men get to have muscles and free Viagra, while we barely get paid because people are so much nicer to men. I finally get it. I've been a brainwashed prisoner of the patriarchy. But what about those women with the high-paying jobs? They don't even need men for anything.
Men don't need women. Women need men. Men could survive without women. If all the women disappeared tomorrow, men would be fine outside of reproduction. Women need men. If tomorrow they made artificial wombs, what would they need a woman for? Who's a better companion, men or women? Men can be alone. Women can't. Women are social beings. We need attention, and men don't.
Huh? I thought we don't need men because they never do anything except run around looking for their mommies. I wonder if us women haven't missed something. Maybe something obvious that even a child could see.
Some bad news to these feminists. I am so sorry to break this to you, but we absolutely need men. And not just for the sake of our population not dying out forever and the world coming to an end, but men are imperative in the most important fields in the world. Men make up 85% of the military. That house or building you're currently sitting in, guess what? Almost 99% of construction jobs are man-made. Firemen, 92% men. Pilots, 91% men. 82% of farming jobs proudly occupied by men. Landscapers, well over 99% men. 99% of carpenters are men. Inventors, fishermen, policemen, also all male-dominated professions. So, guys, let's just cut the BS. Even if you hate men or embody the most extreme forms of feminism, there is no way you can say that we do not need men.
Well, maybe we need him to do that kind of stuff, the crap we don't want to do or don't know how to do, but at least we don't need him in our lives. That'd just be gross.
Do we need men in our homes? You tell me. This isn't an attack on single mothers. These are just facts. 81% of teen pregnancies come from fatherless homes. 71% of the male population imprison fatherless homes. 41% of children coming from fatherless homes will be poorer than their biological fathers. When a woman lacks praise, protection, and esteem coming from a father, she could end up in porn or hypersexualized because there's always that void of validation missing, and she's more willing to do things in regards to sex. The effects can be detrimental. So you tell me.
Yeah, okay, I guess men are good for something after all. I think I'll just be an old fuddy-duddy. And if we can't afford grass-finished beef, I think I'll survive. I'd rather choose a guy based on compatibility than a dollar amount. And I won't pull out a ruler to measure your height. Women shouldn't focus on competing with men. We should be completing them as they do us. There's just no way to have a healthy society without it. Well, that's it for this episode, and I hope you got a few laughs in between pulling your hair out. I'll be back in just a few days with something new. Till then, folks.
If you think about it, I'm kind of like the girl next door. No costumes, no superpowers, just someone who keeps their eyes and ears open and knows how to get you the information you need when trying to learn about life in the Philippines. I'm familiar with Western culture, and I know my own, so I can be a valuable resource when it comes to all things Filipino. If you enjoy my channel and want to help it grow, please hit the thumbs up button on this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and consider checking out my Patreon page where you'll find exclusive videos and features. And you can rest assured that I'll be bringing you fresh, high-quality content twice a week. See you around the neighborhood. Oh, I almost forgot. Can I borrow a cup of sugar?